Hello YouTube, welcome back to Chippingford. It's been a long time, I can tell you that. It must be coming on nearly 5 years since my last video to you guys. So I apologize for that. A lot has happened in those years. Yeah, and well, as you can see sort of behind me, I'll show you first. This is kind of what remains of the layout that I was going to build. So I still got the framework, and on one side, but as you see, there's now boxes and surfboards and, well, windsurfs technically, and loads of other stuff knocking about in this room. Yeah. So unfortunately, that project is now on hold temporarily. I took it all apart and I was going to move house. And I did clear out this house except for this room. And moved it all to another town 200 miles away. But now I'm back. So my layout, now we're in lockdown. The problem is I can go and get all the woodwork and reconstruct it, and I'm sure it wouldn't take me that long, but it's 200 miles away and we can't go anywhere. So yeah, it's just ironic. But that being said, I still want to do a layout in here at some point, but I think what I'm gonna have to do is just from being away, I work away, so I don't work in my hometown. I work 350 miles away. Unfortunately, I'm able to work from home here, which means I've got a bit of time to sort the layout. But like I said, no layout to do anything on. So yeah, you can't let that keep you down, can you? So what I'd need to do is the previous owners, look at this here, previous owners painted, this is all full of cobwebs apparently. This is all painted with some kind of plastic paint, and it shouldn't be. It should be painted with some kind of breathable lime kind of paint. So all of this has got to come off really. Anyway, all here, it's kind of coming off more here, probably more on the outside walls that are more damp. But when I left the layout, well, it wasn't much of a layout, was it? But when I left it and I came back to it after a few months of being away, you can hear all that, can't you? That's what you get on top. And so I'd need to strip this back and recover it, or just do something with it. Maybe I'll plasterboard it or something. Anyway, it's going to take a bit of structural work to get it ready. So we'll go and have a look at my house. Before we do that, the ceiling is still magnificently smooth, absolutely brilliant, that my ace bro-in-law did. So that's all good. So I'd like to get him back to see what I can do to the rest of it, see what we can come up with to just make it nicer. Anyway, so in the meantime, I can't do anything in this room. Fortunately, I've got an old PC, so if I do want to do sort of digital control, it's an option. Anyway, let's go upstairs. And I'll bring you into here. Right, so Welcome to Sandy Lane. So you guys have seen enough of my face, so I'll show you some model railway stuff, because that's what the channel's about. So it's probably a good idea. So this is my tabletop layout. Here's my little workstation at the moment as it stands. And I've made a little bit of track work to just experiment, do a few little things with. This is, I'm going to call it Sandy Lane for now. This is the beginnings of Sandy Lane, because I like the name. And for those of you who know, Sandy Lane is a road in the city I grew up in, and it just has a nice ring to it. So I just put a few things on the layout, a few locos. These are all the DCC ones I have, and I built these the other day. I quite like the little houses, they're nice. That's like my house there. This one with the green door, and that's me coming out with my bag, ready to go do some shopping and raid a few supermarkets for some bog roll and some beans. Yeah, so here we have the hillbillies, hippies, all chilling out. Ooh, knock over the telegraph pole. Yeah, so they're chilling out, having a bit of a meeting, deciding who should go out and whether they need a mask and who's got the hand sanitizer. I'm about to put some DCC chips in this little beauty. This is one of the latest additions, not additions. It is a latest addition actually, but it's one of the new locos that I bought. Class 60 070 load haul in triple grey livery. It should be triple grey, shouldn't it? But it's not. It's two-tone. It's a very nice model anyway. Love it. So I found an old Helgen box that I can. I'm not going to break anything, am I? Anyway, I'll put that down on its side on there. There we go. I don't want to hold that anymore. So yeah, have managed to organize a few things, just so I can have my filing system here with the toolbox of things I need, and so this is going to be my next project. So this is going to be an end-to-end from here to here, and it's going to run a little bit round the corner. I'm going to move the hat stand, but it's going to run a little bit more round to here, and this will either be a fiddle yard or something, so that I can concentrate on this sort of a 10 foot end to end with this fiddle yard in the corner. So I got the wood today, so I've got to leave that there for a little while just for it to acclimatise. Problem is, B&Q, got this from B&Q because everywhere else seems to be shut, and I was able to click and collect the plywood and the screws, and get some tools that I'm going to need. So something to cut the boards, something to cut the framework and the stud work, and some power tools. But I've got a drill and I already had the screwdriver. So you'll catch bits of the story as to why I was up there. I made a blog on it, another time, but you know, yeah, so it's one of those that there's so much story to tell that I just don't think it, you know, I don't want to get into it now and then spend half the video. Well, it's going to take me hours to explain, but yeah, I don't want to get into it. Not now. The story will come at some point. So enough. So I have some screws, have some tools. All my tools, again, like the rest of my woodwork for the layout, is 200 miles away. And here is some wood that's going to go there. I'm going to make it a couple of foot high, so it's only going to be sort of 2 foot. It's going to be L girder again, and it's going to be a TMD, so just a TMD with maybe a little station. Here's the old Hornby one. Or again, the card kits that I built are 200 miles away still. So I can't get those, but I think I've got a Metcalf kit here that I can build that and just use that for now. You know, always good to have a couple of local services running through. So once again, Chippingford is reduced to a floor layout in my living room this time, which I've sort of put together really as a test track, so that all the locos that haven't been run, for like some of my older ones, for I would say 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years they haven't been run for. So a lot of them are still on DC. So yeah, I've been giving them a run round, running them back in. Some of them I think need a bit of a service. So when I fit the decoders later, I will do that. Most of them run all right. A few, the rail freight ones. Yeah, these two bad boys. Don't know what's up with them. Neither of them move. So I've got to figure that out. Take them apart. Had them apart before. They're quite easy actually. So I'll see. I have bought some new since those. So I've been back here for 4 weeks, and as you see, look, I've got no furniture. I have a TV, but that's about it. And an old sofa, but again, the furniture, I've got something to sit on at least, and I've got the room to have a floor layout. Takes a lot of you know, cleaning and hoovering. Fortunately, I'm not here near that much, so it's not that dusty in here, and I don't have carpet, which is also helpful. The only problem is my hair, because it's quite long now. Sometimes yeah, I have to keep it tied up. So I'm going to go. I'll do a little introduction to the new locos. So I bought a few while I've been here. It's quite nice that, you know, a lot of shops will still do mail order. Now that is at 55 miles an hour. So I took the trouble to work that out when I calculated the distance of the straight and how long it took to cover that. That's not bad. 55 miles an hour, that's nearly top speed, isn't it? Not got much else in her. A few more miles an hour.